Elaine, you read very well. Thank you for that. Good to have you here. All of you, good to have you here. I will break the bread of life in the 22nd chapter of Luke. Luke chapter 22. At the conclusion of the message, you will find, I hope you will find in your bulletin, the closing number. It's an old hymn. Went all the way back to the old Broadman hymn. But it has not been carried over to our newer hymnals, was why you have that number before you. It's an old one. Love it so well. Luke chapter 22. Focus your attention, if you will, on that 24th verse. Luke 22, 24. It's a very sad verse. Reminds me a lot of what the church is today. A dispute arose among them as to which of them was considered the greatest. It's a problem we still have in today's church worldwide, a dispute over greatness. The greatest one in our house is not June. The greatest one in our house is not Brother David. So who is the greatest in our house? Honeybell, the little tiny Shih Tzu puppy dog. Smart dog. June was working out of Alexandria area for some years on that federal grant before it ended. I don't know how they do this. Every day at 5 o'clock p.m., little Honeybell would get up on the chair and up on the table to look out the window looking for whom? June. Didn't matter if I was home or not. I didn't count. Little Shih Tzu Honeybell was looking for June. And dogs have internal clocks. All animals have internal clocks. Even my tropical fish know when it's time for me to put the little fish flakes in. And they come to the top looking for me, looking for the flakes. A rooster is stimulated by any little sliver of light. And at dawn, don't ask me how I know this, because no, I do not get up at dawn. But if there is this least little glimmer of daylight, that rooster is going to go cock-a-doodle-doo and going to make some noise. Jesus tells Peter that there's coming a time when early in the morning a rooster is going to announce the failure that Peter went through. Verse 31, Simon, that's the name of Peter. Simon, son of John. Satan has asked to sift you as wheat, but I have prayed for you. This is the night just before he goes to the cross. Just after the communion service, the Lord's Supper service, when he reminded them that his body was going to be broken and crushed, his blood was going to gush forth, his body and his blood would be given for them. And their argument over who is the greatest. Simon, Simon, oh, Simon, Satan has asked to sift you like wheat. But I prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail. And when you have turned back, King James Version says, when you've been converted. Interesting word. Turned upside down, turned inside out. When you have come back, strengthen the brethren. But he replied, oh Lord, I'm ready to go with you to prison or to death. Jesus answered, I tell you, Peter, before the rooster crows today, you will deny me 3 times. Thrice. That you even know me. The rooster crowed. And it was a reminder to Peter how he had failed. Sometimes God reminds us of how we fail so often. And when Jesus is telling him this, he says, Simon, Simon, Satan has asked to sift you. Now, you, in English, can be plural or it can be singular. But in the Greek of the New Testament, you has 2 different words. Singular you and plural you. Now, of course, you in the deep south, I say you because I'm from Pennsylvania or Michigan or wherever. We have a plural you. Y'all. There's you or y'all. But Jesus is saying you all are going to fail. You all are going to let down. Jesus knows all of us are weak. He knows that all of us let down. He knows that all of us fail and fall from time to time. And he's reminding us of that very truth that we need to have. Once you are saved, but very often you are reconverted. One time you are saved eternally, but very often after that there are many, many conversions that we go through. In 1950, I was saved. In that little church near Fort Polk. But oh, so many times I have had to not be resaved, but I've had to start over again. I've had to be converted again, changed again from the inside out. All of us do that. You're a Christian, you're saved, you're believers, you know that. But very often you will fail. And when you do, you can come to him and know his forgiveness. God knows we're prone to failure. He knows that. And since he knows that, why can we not know it of ourselves and just take comfort in the fact that weak as we are, failures that we are, disappointments as we are, he still loves us and wants us. But Peter doesn't believe this. He says, oh, no, Jesus, I will not let you down. Human pride, your pride and my pride, will not allow us to accept the fact that we are constantly failing and God is constantly restarting us again and again. Well, Peter wasn't the only one. Don't you remember Thomas? Thomas in the 11th chapter. Lazarus had died, and Jesus was going to go and raise Lazarus. Jesus says he's going to do that. And the disciples in that 11th chapter of John say, oh, no, we can't go back there. They're going to stone you. They're going to kill you. They're after you. They're going to get you, Jesus. Jesus says, we're going. And Thomas speaks up, and how I like to be Thomas. He said to the rest of the disciples in John 11:16, let us go also, that we may die with him. That's what we think of ourselves. We think of ourselves as being loyal and steadfast and never let him down. And, oh, we're going to face it. And we're going to overcome it. We are on top of it. But Jesus said, you will fail again and again and again. It's a beautiful lesson that you and I can know. That no matter how often you fail, and you will fail, I fail, he still loves you, and he will get you restarted again. And the only hope for you, the only hope for me, is in Christ Jesus, who loves us so much. In John chapter 1, Jesus looked at Simon Peter, and he said, Simon, son of John, you from now on will be called Cephas, which means a rock. And Jesus could see something in Peter that no one else saw. He sees something in you that no one else can see. He sees your worth. He sees what you can do. He sees your potential. And we all have a potential to be what he wants us to be. And a rock. I don't know, maybe Steve-O could remind me, or maybe someone else can. You remember the O'Brien family that lived here? And when I was here in the 1960s, late 60s, there was an elderly man that would visit them. He was a relation of the O'Briens. I don't remember his name, but I remember him coming, and he would visit our church. Does anyone know the person, the older person? I think he was from Baton Rouge or somewhere. But he would come and visit the O'Briens, and he'd stay with them and come to church with us. You know what I remember about him? He would walk up and down old Highway 29, and he'd pick up rocks, pebbles, gravel, and he had a way of polishing them. And he could make beautiful tie clasps, beautiful jewelry that women could wear from an old, ordinary rock out there on the side of the road. And I was so entranced with that I just had to do this too. So I got into it. And I bought one of those little kits that you could buy. It was a little motorized thing that tumbled. It had a drum on it. Round and round, you drop the rock in it, and you put certain abrasive powders in there. And it would turn over and over and over and over and over and over, and it would shine that rock so beautiful. You would not believe how beautiful jewelry is all over the roads here. If you polish it, clean it, and polish it. Jesus could look at old rough Peter, the fisherman, and he could see in him a beauty, he could see in him a strength, he could see in him rock quality, and he said, Simon, son of John, you are now Cephas, your old rock, and I will polish you, clean you, and your life will be good. How about your life? Got a bunch of pebbles out here. Got a bunch of rocks out here. But Jesus sees in you that no matter how often you fail, no matter how you let down, no matter how disappointed you are, he does not not give up, but he will take you, and it takes the abrasive powder of life, the hard times of life, the difficulty of life. He takes that and he tumbles you until you become a beautiful, strong person. So what do I see before me? I don't see rocks. I see diamonds. I see crystals. I see wonderful people, because God has been working in your life. And why? Because just like for Peter, Jesus prays for you. When he rose from the dead and was ascended into heaven, and he sits down at the right hand of God the Father Almighty, what is he doing? It's hard to believe that he has you in mind, and he's praying for you that your life can be beautiful and strengthened forever. As Hebrews 7:25 says, therefore he is able to completely those who come to God through him, because he's always there interceding for you and for me. Peter, you're going to fail. Good, will not be. Oh, yes, you will. And before the cock crows, you will know what a failure you are. But do not despair. I'm praying for you, and I'll make you what you ought to be.